So it's been a little minute, maybe a little more, but this is Hypixel SkyBlock. Some of you might be slightly confused as to why I'm playing this, but years ago on this channel, me and my friend of mine, Wyatt, had a series where we played through this. And it kind of just came to an abrupt end. Wyatt retired from making content, so, it kind of fizzled out from that. I think generally towards the end of it, we'd done and seen everything there was to do, or at the very least we had a load of grinding, and we were quite happy. The island could always look better, but generally, that was going to be the end of the series. It would kind of end silently. And it kind of did for 2 years. But recently, we've both kind of been feeling like we would, be due to come back. And, well, we've kind of agreed. What if we did? Because we have an issue, right? Melons are kind of our thing. And, I think since like maybe the second, third episode, we've had the idea that we wanted to get on the melon leaderboard. And as you can see, we've got 478 million. We've kind of tracked our progress here. I think it starts in like 2022, 2021, and then you see it kind of goes on from there. Yeah, we're still horrifically behind by like a few billion, but these guys worked, regardless of if we've been online or not. And we kind of had a bit of a problem. If we want to come back, we would need to spend so much money, because we both are running around with hundreds of millions in our pockets each. The fact to have 11 million on hand now is kind of like a miracle. So, consider this like a pre-introduction to the series coming back. Wyatt will be here despite the fact he's still kind of retired. But, yeah, we figured, you know what? Let's do the stuff that allows us to have a bigger bank balance. Let's do the other new stuff that allows us to get more minions and continue to be extremely stupid with melon minions, so on and so forth. And, well, yeah, we definitely have the cash to facilitate it. Or at least we did. See, as I said, we're behind in melon things. So, I thought, well, what if I buy a load of plasma buckets? That'll make us money back. And then I thought, wait, no, that still hasn't spent the obscene amount of money we've got. So what if I buy a stack of hypercatalysts for each of our minions? Now, this may seem a bit mental, but I will hover over and explain what these do. Increases the number of resources by 4 times that for 6 hours. Which means, yes, you need 4 of these for a day. And, well, in each stack there's a bit more than 4, isn't there? So, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know when we're actually going to get around to filming the intro to this series, but, well, the re-intro to this series. But what I do know is that if it's, well, at any point past the next 10 days, we're going to have, well, I'm going to have a bit of explaining to do. Also, for those of you who initially tuned into this series, you may notice the farm's a little bit reworked. I've not really upgraded any more to being, tier 12 minions. It's still tedious as everything. But yes, this new version basically means it's flatter, which means more of them are getting hit by our farming crystal, which boosts them by an additional 10%. And I'm not sure if this happened in the original series, but my rabbit pet is now level 100, which means technically if I wanted to AFK, I could make these guys go completely ballistic. So yeah. Also, we do have just a few more tier 11 ones, because I mean, look, the more the merrier, as they say. But yeah, I'm going to drop all these in, and, well, we're going to come back and see. Because this did cost a fair amount of money, as you may have guessed. In fact, I think it was nearing on 400 million. So, whenever the remainder of this episode decides to pick up on, it'll be fun to see whether or not they make their money back. I mean, I have a feeling they probably will. I have a feeling we'll probably have actually worse of a money problem than we did, well, about 5 minutes ago before I bought all of these things. But that's part of the fun, because then, hey, it makes us a little more money. In theory, that gives us more money to go and do stuff. And yeah, we're behind on updates. We've still got like a major portion of the Dwarven Mines to do, the Crystal Hollows, the new Nether update. God damn, there are way too many slaves for me to think about to even name them individually. But yeah, there's a lot of work to do. I think that might be the understatement of the century. There's a lot of work to do, but I think it'll be fun. So, call us what you want to. Whether it's a season 2, a continuation, whatever. Hell, I don't even know what I'm going to be calling this. Because, well, I'm not got around to the part where I post the video yet, but we'll get there in due course. But yes, sorry for all of you that maybe were kept waiting an obscene amount of time for the series to be returned. And apologies to even more of you who are completely confused as to why the hell this has suddenly hit the upload schedule. It never meant to leave, it just kind of, got a bit delayed. But it's here now, that's what matters. And with us putting the final stacks of hyper catalysts in these guys, I think I'm going to wrap this one up now. But, well, not now, you know, I'm going to jump ahead to the future. But yes, you may have thought you've seen the last of this island, but nah, I assure you, you're going to be seeing a little bit more of it soon. And, yeah, I think that's it from me for now. So let's, jump ahead, however long that may be, to see the consequences of our actions and, also Wyatt's reaction, because, like, fuck, I was going to tell him I'm going to do this. Yeah, hopefully they're efficient, because it would be beneficial. I think maybe in the statement of the century, but yes, we'll see. Do we make a profit? Will we climb Melon leaderboards? Will we be able to catch up on all the DLC we've obscenely missed? And we'll be able to get armor that's actually meta and good for said new content. We'll be able to thug out the grind. Will we actually be able to stick with our new thing? You know, will we be able to unlock more Minion slots? Currently got 29. I know we can get more. So many things to do. So little time. But yeah, it's been a long time in the making. But welcome back to Hypixel SkyBlock. So it has been an indeterminate amount of time since. And Wyatt, I kind of don't want Wyatt to see the result of the little experiment I did with catalysts. So, yeah, they ran out about like half a day ago. And we're just gonna see how much money we made or lost or broke even with. Because, yeah, I kept coming back, you know, I AFK'd a little bit with my rabbit pet. But I mostly, when I was on, I was doing some Pelt quests. I even got us a 30th Minion slot while we were waiting for them to take down. Then I was just bored one afternoon. So, you know, we've been busy. We have been hard at work on the thing. We had an extra Minion. Obviously, it wasn't super catalyzed and stuff. Yeah, I need to slap them back all up with the stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna take all my stuff out of the dead, awkwardly positioned places in chests I had to stick it. Because, you know, I figured we'd sell it all at once, together. And then we find out. Obviously, I made sure my purse was fully deposited beforehand. I just want to see, because this, either we lose a little bit of money, but not too much, to a point where it's like, okay, this is kind of viable. Should we want to get an obscene amount of diamonds and well, money? Not money, like collection progress even. It's, you know, I woke up like less than an hour ago, so, you know, my brain's still slightly frazzled, but, you know, we manage, we persevere. And of course, we have our previous collection record there, and I don't know what it's jumped up to. I've completely prevented myself from checking it. So I genuinely do not know how many melons we've harvested while doing this. It could be, you know, barely any. It could be like double for all I know. It's been crazy, and again, with those permanent 35 boost buckets going back in, it will proceed to get even more crazy, though. Again, this is certainly going to be a big jump. I don't think anyone's going to argue against that. Question is, how big is the jump? Because what I did find is that, you know, tier 11s, they're pretty quick at doing things, but those tier 12s were like leagues and bounds above everything else. I think everything else was averaging about 40, 50 melons on average, and then the tier 12s came in and they were like, nah, stacking a bit, nothing more, nothing less. Now I'm gonna try and yeah, okay, thankfully I'm not gonna grab it, but I want to save those enchanted diamond blocks until last, because I don't know, I think those are gonna be a massive infusion of cash. Though the problem is starting to creep in. I feel we have made a significant loss on this. Obviously, you know, when I'm selling for 14 million a piece, it feels like I'm running away to the bank laughing. You know, the diamonds help too. But I don't know what our thing is, because I think we spent a couple 100 million, and here we are creeping up to just the 100 million mark. Now again, those enchanted diamond blocks, I'm aware, will go crazy in boosting our price. So we're gonna save those last. So I think, you know, while we could speed up our production one way or another and boost our collection progress, I think diamond spreading is helpful to have to offset the cost. Like, that's an extra 1.4 million I would have a bit of in melons otherwise, but not as much, you know. And look, I think this is going to be another 14-ish million, 15 million, almost 16. Mwah. So, now technically, depending on how you look at this has kind of solved our bank problem. I'm going to skim every chest again just to be sure. But it's kind of solved our bank problem just a little bit, because, well, we've either made a significant loss, or these 15 enchanted diamond blocks are going to just boost our profit beyond what was thought possible. Now, I do not want to inspect you a million times, I assure you. So that's the enchanted melon, 90,000. And for the final amount of what we spent, they're 200k a piece. It's an extra 10 million for 107 million. That's not very good, is it? You could imagine, actually, let's see. I can do some quick maths in my head, right? Let's go to the fuels and the stuff and the. So again, we buy these things for however much. So let's say we bought a stack. That's 15 million, and we times that by 30. Well, 29 in this case. 30's easier. So for 10, that's 150 million. So we spent just over 400 million on these, which is about right. So we made a net loss of, and I feel very, very ashamed to say this, 75-ish%. Can you see why Wyatt isn't here for this part now? It's like, he doesn't have to know. He doesn't have to know, does he? And that was with diamond spreading. If it was, raw melons, it would probably have been way, way worse. So much worse. Or would it? I don't know. Maybe there's like an invisible meta I'm not seeing. We'll see. But that answers that, doesn't it? But there is one final question. We started this with we were a little short on cash because obviously I had to use melons from here to upgrade our 30th minion. So we're a little short, but I don't think it's 300 million short. But we started this with 475 million melons. And that, actually, I'm going to keep it in frame. But now, to see if it was worth it, we are finishing it on a grand total of 518, which is an increase of, I believe, 43 million. Over the course of however long those things took, about a few weeks. Which isn't bad. It's not bad. Again, if you're looking at our thing, I think the main thing we want to push for now, I've got a load of pelts saved up. And I was kind of... Damn it, I should have saved some in chat melon box when I think about it. But my main thought now is that, like, coming into my minion menu, we have way too many minions to need to craft before we get a new one. Like, 50 new unique minions, that's like... We could do the pelt ones, don't get me wrong. But I think most of that value is going to be in our slay minions getting to tier 10, stuff like that. It'd make a dent, but I think it's going to be a bloody long while until we get a 31st minion slot. So in the meantime, I'm thinking we invest a little in these guys and get some more tier 12 ones on the go, because, as I said, those guys generated, like, I almost say 50% more, like, 35% more resources easily during this. It was actually, why don't we just check? Because I thought the difference, it's only a few seconds, though. At the lower level, it's insane. That's on 7.1, you're on 9.2. That is a 2.1 second decrease, which, doesn't seem like a lot, but if you think of percentages, that's kind of insane. In fact, that's like, holy shit, that's like a 20% plus increase. Okay, never mind. Okay, well, I think that's going to be my passive thing. If I ever want to watch an episode of, say, Breaking Bad or Dragon Balls I've been doing, I'm going to run over to the Pelt Man and farm them, because yes, we've been busy. We've been very busy indeed. Would be one way to frame it. We can run over to the guy. I'll even do one now. I feel like I have become some sort of Zen master when it comes to dealing with these damn pelt quests, because they drive me insane. At least the ones where I can't find a bloody common animal in like 10 minutes and I'm gonna leave and come back. But I feel like I've truly achieved my Zen in this area. There's a little piece of music that always comes in, which is like, bro, I'm trying to listen to some of that. Look at that, 455 pelts. Considering one tier 12 costs 75, it's pretty good. I am kind of hoping the Trapper Mare gets in. I don't think he is. I think, his Minister's Finnegan, but I don't know what that means. So I imagine that means he came second then, doesn't it? Yeah, but I know if he comes in, like, pelts get doubled and stuff. Again, I'm pre-recording before I go away, so I kind of, if anything, was hoping he didn't get in this time, but I know he has stuff that can... See, this is most of the experience. I'll get a good animal and it'll just die. But yeah, when he comes in, I believe at 1.5 to X's all pelts you get, and there's like a special shop that comes in that you got to spend a fair amount of pelts on. Thankfully, I have them. But it can be stuff like it boosts the rarer ones and their chance to spawn. Again, anything that spawns in the desert mountain does make me see red unless it kills itself immediately, because this is easily the worst area to check. Again, I know I've become fervently acquainted with this area, mostly against my knowledge. There's the nice ones though. If it's ever in the desert settlement, that one's nice. We like animals that spawn in the desert settlement. Was this one? I got a whole routine of looking up and checking and making sure I've not gone past it. It's an evil nightmare, but it's an evil nightmare that's going to get me multiple tier 12 minions, or a thing to get more pelts and then more tier 12 minions. In one way or another, we're going to get a lot of tier 12 minions, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to give us that edge, because like there'll be a very limited number of people that have the gangster in them to have done this enough times to have a super high amount of tier 12 minions. Except, of course, the people ahead of me on the leaderboard in melons, probably. So, yeah. And you see what I mean? This is insane. Like, yes, we're technically playing catch up, but there'll be people ahead of me on the leaderboard that don't. So, you know, we gotta think about that. We gotta think about it that way. What about the retired people who haven't got them? It's like, I mean, there'll be people with 31 tier 12 melon minions, but you know, we're gonna brush past that promptly. Seriously, where are you? Evil. If it was anywhere, oh, that. You sneaky bastard. Yeah, the name tag doesn't show up from afar, which kind of makes it. It shows up now. But yeah, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. I know you're gonna send me flying because you're a cow, aren't you? See, again, I'm too familiar with this mode, but it's fine. It is fine. He claims. And if you send me flying, no, get your ass back here. Oh, he's invisible. Thankfully, I have a sword that kind of has a massive AoE attack, so it's less of an issue. I think, yeah, God, we're coming up on having another lot of 75 pelts. Like, not to say we're outdoing ourselves, but we are definitely outdoing ourselves. And if it's trackable, it only gives us 2. But it's in an area it's easy to find. So yeah, I've been doing this though repeatedly while I've been watching YouTube or just, you know, a TV show or something. Been making my way through Dragon Ball on episode 40. Been here a while, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, no, it's a fun passive to do in the background, and hey, it contributes. Only reason I haven't spent my pelt, there we are, we got there in the end, and I'm in the complete wrong area. Hooray. It's just because they had the catalysts in, so I couldn't remove them without destroying them. So, yeah, could have done it with the new one I crafted, but I'm only realising that now, so it's not like I can go back in time and change that fact, but, yeah, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? If anything, spending the thing to get that tier 12 would have probably eaten into our profits more, so, you know, to each their own. But I think 107 million, a 75% loss isn't too bad. You know, stock trading firms have lost more in a single day, I believe. So, you know, we got to look on the bright side. We got to look aggressively on the bright side. But you know, the point stands that, you know, it was all right. Earning 100 million coins every few weeks, kind of passively, I don't mind. Again, it's 32 enchanted melon blocks and 75 for each one. And again, with our little crystal thing, it just go down a fair amount. So, yeah, I think we're going to do one final one, and then I will... You fucking kidding me? You are evil. Trackable and in the desert mountain, and it's probably going to take 84 years to find, because that's just... Well, ask and you shall receive. We'll do one more. But, that's going to bring the end, I think, to this Renaissance episode of Hypixel SkyBlock. It'd be cool if we could end on 475. I know it's obviously not going to put us to the threshold of being able to get another one, but you never know. Undetected overgrown mushroom cave. Oh, it's going to end us on 477, I think. Go us. And it actually is in the area we were going to before. And it's super easy to check as well. It's so good. But yeah, join us next time. Wyatt will be back. We got many things to do. We still have way too much money. We still got melon leaderboards to climb up. We got completely different, random new areas to get, and you know, Slayer shit to do. We got many things to do, right? We're back, so look forward to it. And you know, we're just not gonna let Wyatt know about this episode. We're gonna pretend like the next one's the first one back, and he's never gonna know about the 300 million coin loss that happened in this episode. Because that would be irresponsible, and it never happened. That money just went bye-bye. It glitched. Just all be in agreement. It was a really sad glitch and end there, and we'll get along just fine. So yeah, that is going to be it for now. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Welcome back, and yeah, until next time. With all that said, and all that aside, go me. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's been Neremik, and peace out.